It's brought to you by One Football. Thank you very much to them for sponsoring this video, and make sure that you go over in the top link of the description and download their app. It is fantastic, people. I didn't know there were so many countries, so many leagues for you to go and view information from. Latest news, latest transfers. You can also see all the latest updates and live scores when your team is playing. Yes, you can choose your preferred team. So for my team, it's Liverpool. You can see all the latest information on them. But not only that, people, it doesn't only go that far. You can go and see anything to do with teams in the Premier League, anything to do with teams in the Champions League, Europa League, any team across Europe, any team across the world. You can go and have a look and see how they're doing in their leagues and any news based on what their team is going through. Make sure that you download the One Football app, people. It is fantastic. And obviously, I want to thank them once more for supporting this channel. Make sure you go and support them because they support us massively. One massive big shout out to One Football again. And yeah, top link in the description, people. Thank you very much. Right, so hello there everyone, welcome back to James Redmond TV. Welcome to the whole Redmond army who have been massively supporting the channel. Do you know how boss you are? Do you know you watching the video, whether you like me, hate me, content with me, or this is the first time you are watching me? Legend, thank you very much, people, for any ounce of support. Even if you're just giving a brother a chance, like, thank you so much. It really does mean the world. That is why we are bringing the daily videos to you lot, or should I do it in a Scotland accent, you know, because we're coming up against a team with a Scottish manager. I need to stop trying to be funny, because it will bite me in the arse one day. It will bite me in the arse. I'm going to get clipped up, I'm going to get told I'm not funny, and it's going to hurt my feelings, and it is going to be what it is. But before we continue with the preview, and if you don't know how these work, basically I do the lineup prediction and the score prediction, but the only thing, it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler. Nah, it's not. Like I said, we've been getting many of them wrong recently, but I finally got a prediction right in terms of the team who's going to win a game. Liverpool versus Spurs. I guess Liverpool, not based on the fact of form, but based on optimism, and I'm optimistic for this game. And the real question is, can Liverpool maintain this run of form? Can they continue this run of form? Because when you look at the Spurs game, for example, and let me know in the comments down below if you disagree, but I thought Liverpool were clearly better, but Spurs did a few things wrong that even I could notice just didn't seem quite right. Not starting Toby Alderweireld was certainly one of them things, and there was many little factors like the VAR goal, Harry Kane going off even though it was his own fault that he went off the pitch doing that thing where he backs into players. Luckily Henderson anticipated it, but even though he went off and it changed the dynamics, it looked like Liverpool were going to win that game no matter what. It looked much easier than the first game against Spurs, and that's why, even though you can take confidence from that, very much certainly so, you definitely can, there's still a lot more to prove before we start jumping on title race trains again and stuff like this. It's a great win against Spurs, even for the top 4 race. It was a great win against Spurs. Look how tight that top 8 is. But at least now, we know this win can hopefully try and give us a bit of a momentum in terms of going forward. But you need to ask, is our patch of bad luck really over? Because that comes into, will we continue the good form? It's got to be about the patch of bad luck. Because in a lot of these games, the West Brom, Fulham, Newcastle, a lot of these games, maybe not 2 of them, but there was a few out of our bad patch where we were the better team. We had the most possession. This was near enough every game. Plenty of chances to at least get a goal, but we couldn't get that goal. A lot of that's a mixture between bad form but also bad luck, and I feel like we've got a bit of both of them out, the worst of them out the way, which is boss. We even was more creative against Man United. But that being said, this is also going to be a challenge for a completely different reason. For the fact that West Ham are a smaller team. Now, I know that they're not a typical bottom 10 team because they've been doing really well, especially in COVID situations. However, even though they've been doing well in COVID situations, and you have got to give them the respect that they deserve, they have got a great squad of players. They are not the level of a Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, and then the next week a Harry Kane and a human Son. Good players, but them players that I've just mentioned are world class and can individually kill your team off, and we held off them well. Let's hope we can go into this game and kind of just have a similar thing now in terms of threats and weaknesses for the West Ham team. And we are going to get into the starting 11 prediction and whatnot. Make sure you're interacting in the comments down below and smash a like if you haven't already. That's a disgrace if you haven't done it. Nah, I'm messing. Just thank you for being here. Do appreciate it. Yeah, as for threats and weaknesses, one thing that I noticed, and I don't watch them much, so I'm not going to make out like I do, but when I watch West Ham, the one thing I notice straight away is they like to try and get the balls down the wing. They like to try and... Basically, they like to try and get it out wide of the box and then get it into the box as often as possible. Also, set pieces, very big issue when it comes to facing West Ham. Even without Haller, even though Haller's just gone for 20 million, they've still got a massive threat when it comes to set pieces. They've still got Antonio, they've still got players like Fornals, and this is where we go away from the set piece point of view. These are just players Liverpool need to watch out for. Fornals, who scored in, I think, his last 2 or 3 appearances against us. Listen, this Fornals, I didn't know who he was a year ago, but then he started playing us and scoring, and I don't like him. So he's someone. Ben Rama, of course. Souček. Have you seen how good Souček is? I thought he was like a centre mid. I think he is a centre mid, but he keeps scoring every week. Important goals. He looks world class. Wouldn't mind Liverpool going out and getting a goal scoring midfielder. That'd be absolutely sensational if you ask me. But I did have a water, and it was more specifically a glass of water, but I can't find it. And I've just knocked my bloody camera. And this is all going to stay in the video. That's one thing you need to know. Even though this is pre-recorded, it's like everything just stays in, because I get it all out in one and then boom, that sounded wrong. That's what she said. Anyway, so yeah, as for players to look out for, that's what you've got to look out for. In terms of style of play, Liverpool are going to have control of the possession. That's straight. We know what we can do. It's just whether we will, with these being a smaller side. Let's get in, without any more rambling, let's get into the starting 11 prediction of who I think, and a mixture of who I want to start this game. So in goal, Alisson, there's no doubt about that. I think you'll agree. Robbo, left back. Again, I think that's a pretty straightforward option. Trent, right back. And I've been getting a few messages over Scouser at right back. Oh, mate, my right back. He is my right back. He is your right back if you're a Liverpool fan. And if you're a neutral, then unlucky, because he isn't yours. He's ours. So in your face. But the point I'm trying to make is, I said last week that Trent should be dropped because of the bad form that he was on and the fact that he was costing points for the team. And I say that for anyone who's on a bad run of form. Obviously, everyone was on a bad run of form, so you couldn't drop everyone. But I didn't want positions in the starting 11 to start getting certified, in a sense. I didn't want you to just start because of what you've done in the past. Because I was caring about the next game and the next result, and Trent just kept playing bad. But if you are going to start a game that I didn't think you was going to, and I thought he should have started this one. Spurs is a big game, and it's risky to make these changes. But if he didn't, the one thing you need to do if you do start is prove me wrong. Stupid idiots like me wrong. And if you do, I will happily step at the forefront and I will go, Trent, Sir Trent Alexander-Arnold, I am so sorry that I disrespected you and I said you shouldn't have started this game. Thank you for proving me wrong. Thank you so much for proving me wrong, my sir. Really means a lot. Appreciate it. Peace. You know what I mean? Like one of them ones. I love it when a player can prove me wrong. I'm not right all the time about many things. I just give my opinion on this channel. Likewise, if I am proven wrong, boss. So that'll be me full-backs. Centre-backs, I'm going to go with Henderson and Nat Phillips. I've only been sticking up for Reece Williams for the fact that Klopp's been choosing him over Nat Phillips. And I know, from based off what we've seen in the games itself, it's not really a debate on who's better. But there is training, there is behind the scenes, and there is still moments in games where Nat Phillips does look a little bit just... not like a Premier League footballer. With most due respect, he makes some great tackles. He puts his heart on the line. But I feel like it's a mistake waiting to happen. But he hasn't made that mistake yet. So let's give him the option because he's been the best centre-back when it comes to getting on that pitch. I'll put him next to Fabinho. Sorry, not Fabinho, Hendo Nino. But the thing is, that does not mean, and we cannot let this win against Spurs just completely shadow over the fact that we need to still get a centre-back. I talked about it on the LFC talk show yesterday. Go and check that out if you haven't already. And we were basically saying the same thing. We need to go out and invest, whether it's 10 million, 20 million. I think we need 2 centre-backs possibly 3, but with it being January, we need at least 1. There's no doubt about it. But that will be my back 5. Alisson in goal, Robbo left back, Trent right back, and then centre backs Phillips and Henderson. So my midfield is going to go Thiago, Gini, and Curtis Jones. I'm giving James Milner a rest. Obviously, there's a few other players like an Ox that you could maybe throw in there. A few other players like a Shaqiri. But I'm saying Curtis because, one, it's his birthday, but that's not the sole reason why I'm saying Curtis Jones. Happy 20th birthday, by the way. You absolutely other Scouser in our team, legend. That goal against Everton as well, absolutely sensational. But I'm starting Curtis Jones because I think this will be a game. First off, even though James Milner had a superb game against Spurs, it's just that time where Milner shouldn't really be the player that's playing 3 games in a week like a Gini Wijnaldum. I feel like a game, this type of a game at least, would be much more valuable for Curtis Jones, who hasn't been playing as much recently, and fairly so. But that's my midfield 3. Play Thiago a bit more further forward, keep Gini in the 6, and let Curtis push forward with a man like Thiago Alcantara. Anyway, front 3. Mane on the left, Salah on the right, and Firmino in the middle. Bobby Dazzler! Mate, Bobby Dazzler looks back, but every time that I start to not lose faith in Bobby, I've never said the words sell Bobby Firmino. I've never said that, but I have said drop him plenty of times. I have said use him as a squad player plenty of times. But when I do start to say that, he starts to play well again. And if you can keep this form up, Bobby Firmino, if you are watching this video, then mate, you get into every start 11 any other given week. When Firmino was at his best, there was no doubt any other striker was getting into the Liverpool team. Not because they weren't better. I understand Lewandowski, Aguero, these type of players. I know that these are on another level to Firmino when it comes to how people look at him as a striker. But when Firmino was doing them things well, I didn't have a problem. It's just now, the things that Firmino is notoriously known for being good at, he hasn't been doing as much of, besides the past 2 games, and that's what we need against West Ham. So that's my starting 11 prediction. And with all that being said, West Ham obviously very dangerous side, compact midfield with players like Souček, Declan Rice, as I mentioned before. They've got good squad depth as well. You know, they've got players within that squad that can come on and cause issues. But I'm going to say Liverpool 2, West Ham 0. I don't know why I'm saying we're going to get a clean sheet. I also don't know why I'm saying we're going to get 2 goals. But I do feel like even though Spurs did leave us a lot of reasons to go out and capitalise on certain mistakes, I think this is a game where Liverpool can really go for it and start to at least build just the slightest bit of momentum. And how boss would that be, people, if Liverpool could just try and get a little run of form together? Insert ourselves back into that conversation. Liverpool as well have never been in a situation where they've had to overcome mad adversity under Jurgen Klopp. Crazy adversity. Like, we've had to overcome it, you know, losing the Europa League final and League Cup final. But in the league, can you think of a run of form under Jurgen Klopp that has been so bad when you compare it to the expectations of where we should be? And we've overcome it. If you can think of any scenarios, let me know in the comments down below. But this will be interesting to see how the team do bounce back. Can they get 2 wins on a row? Let's see if they can. But make sure you leave a like. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you very much, people, for watching this video. The Redmond army is only getting stronger every single day. And there is still things. This channel, people listen, I'm expecting to bring you much better content as time goes by. This is just right now average, in my opinion. I feel like I can do a lot better. I want to give you a lot better. Right now, I'm just kind of ticking over until I can invest into a few certain things. Once I've got them sorted, mate, every day we're going to work. I'm going to work for you. I'm going to try and bring the best content I can for you. And for those who don't like it, feel free to click off the video. With all due respect, you know what I mean? Because I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. But for those who do take the time, thank you. And I am working for you. But thank you, people. See you later and peace out. Oh, wait, did I say a score prediction? I don't think I did. No, I did. 2-0 Liverpool. Peace out.